Once upon a time in the quiet village of Umadim, a girl named Adaeze lived under the cruel hands of her stepmother, Neka, and her stepsister, Amora. After Adaeze's mother passed away, her father, Ichi Okafor, remarried, hoping to bring peace to his home. But instead, Neka turned Adaeze into a mere servant. From dawn to dusk, Adaeze worked tirelessly, fetching water from the stream, cooking, sweeping the compound, and tending to the farm, all while Neka and Amora lived in luxury. They barely gave her food, dressed her in rags, and beat her at the slightest provocation. Her father, a wealthy trader who often traveled to distant lands, was blinded by Neka's deceit. She painted Adaeze as a troublesome child, and he believed her. One fateful market day, after an entire day of hard labor without food, Adaeze collapsed in the middle of the market. Traders and passers-by murmured in concern, but no one dared interfere, fearing Neka's wrath. Just as people began to walk away, a tall young man stepped forward. "Who is she?" he asked, kneeling beside her. "She is the daughter of Ichi Okafor," an old woman replied. "Her stepmother and stepsister treat her like a slave." The young man's name was Obinna, the son of a wealthy and respected chief. He lifted Adaeze into his arms and carried her to his family's compound, where his mother, Lolo Ifioma, took her in and nursed her back to health. Days later, when Adaeze awoke, she found herself in a beautifully decorated hut, dressed in clean clothes, with the sweet aroma of oha soup filling the air. "You are safe now," Obinna assured her. Through whispers from the villagers, Obinna soon learned of Adaeze's suffering. Angered, he rode to Ichi Okafor's house with his warriors. Standing tall before the entire household, he declared, "I know how you have treated Adaeze. She will never suffer under your hands again." Before Neka and Amora could protest, the villagers, who had long disapproved of their wickedness, cheered in agreement. Even Ichi Okafor, now seeing the truth, was ashamed. Under Obinna's care, Adaeze blossomed. She learned to smile again, and her once weary heart found peace. In time, admiration turned to love, and one evening, under the glow of the full moon, Obinna held her hands. "Adaeze, will you be my wife?" Overwhelmed with joy, she nodded. "Yes, Obinna." The wedding was the grandest Umadim had ever seen. Masquerades danced, elders blessed the union, and drums echoed into the night. But the greatest satisfaction was watching Neka and Amora among the crowd, their faces burning with shame and jealousy. Adaeze, once the outcast, was now the wife of a nobleman, loved and honored. And as she sat beside Obinna, happiness shining in her eyes, she knew her suffering had finally ended, and victory was hers.